Good morning, you guys. I'm still reading my book, and this is what this book has taught me this morning. As my bio says, I'm just sharing the stuff I'm learning, so you can look into this deeper if you want to. So, back from 1687 to 1752, there was a man named Johann Albert Bengel. He's the first one to predict the end of the world, and he predicted it to be around 1836. He was an interpreter of the biblical text. This man was so deeply engrafted into the manuscripts, into the biblical text, that he was the first to think all of it was inspired by God, all the way to Revelation. So when he went to translate the New Testament text and write commentaries on it, he did it diligently. But I want to read something to you. Bengel became convinced that God's great involvement with human affairs was nearing a climax when he got to the book of Revelation, and that biblical prophecy indicated that his own generation was living near the end of days. He, in fact, believed he knew when the end would come. It would be about a century in the future in 1836. So Bengel was not taken aback by verses such as Matthew 24:36, which says that of the day and hour no one knows, not the angels in heaven or even the Son, but the Father only. He interpreted that. Bengel points out that here Jesus speaks in the present tense. In his own day, Jesus could say, no one knows. But that doesn't mean that at a later time no one would know. By studying the biblical prophecies, in fact, later Christians could come to know. The papacy was the Antichrist. The Freemasons may have represented the false prophet of Revelation, and the end was but a century away. And he was writing in 1730. This is what he wrote. The great tribulation, which the primitive church looked for from the future Antichrist, is not arrived, but is very near. For the predictions of the apocalypse, but the 10th to the 14th chapter, have been fulfilling for many centuries, and the principal point stands clearer and clearer in view, that within another 100 years, the great expected change of things may take place. Still let the remainder stand, especially the great termination, which I anticipate for 1836. So this man was the very first man to predict the end of the world, and that's where it began. Then we move on later down the line to Hal Lindsey, to Tim LaHaye, and many, many more.